Warning, the following segment contains strong uncaffeinated opinions about softball which will offend those who are happy with the status quo. The views and opinions expressed on Yeah, I Said It are those of only the host. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the views or positions of In the Circle, D1 Softball, their respective affiliates, or employees. The broadcaster in this segment cannot be held accountable for any pearl-clutching, prickly, hypersensitive tweeting or social media as a result. Not like he gives a anyway.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, after a long, unexpected hiatus. Welcome back to Yeah, I Said It exclusively here on the Inner Circle YouTube channel. Happy moving weekend to all the freshmen and the newbies arriving on your respective campuses across the country. My name is Victor Anderson, properly caffeinated, ready to get you going here. Tastes like ranting about to happen. No, not necessarily ranting, but it feels good and it tastes good to be back talking with all of y'all. Make sure, as always, you subscribe to the Inner Circle YouTube channel. Hit that little bell down at the bottom. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss any videos that we post on our YouTube page. Yeah, I said it. I'll be coming out every Friday through the rest of this month, and it will transition to a more regular schedule, which I'll talk about on a future episode. Don't forget AU Tuesdays, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m., exclusively on our YouTube channel. We got some big guests lined up for you for this upcoming week, the final week of the Athletes Unlimited season. And, of course, all of our episodes of Inner Circle, our interviews from Inner Circle, you can find here on the YouTube channel. So, since it's been a minute since we've talked to you, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have asked this particular question. So, I guess I'll answer the question for all of you right now.
Hey, what happened?
Well, what happened was life happened for yours truly, and nothing. All family is good, everything is fine with that. But a lot of you may not know that I do have a regular job that I juggle along with my obligations at D1 Softball and the podcast In the Circle. So a few weeks ago, my company decided that I was no longer needed as a part of the company plan. So I've been spending the last few weeks or so trying to find a soft landing. Thankfully, I found a soft landing. I don't know I can say the same about other aspects, but that's the reason why we haven't gotten, Yeah, I Said It. I've kind of teased it a little bit on the podcast. We had to push things back because of that situation, but we are good to go. We're back. We're ready to rock and roll for all of you on Yeah, I Said It. We got you saw the new disclaimer. Shout out to our girl, Brianna Sorensen, for providing the voiceover. And she is one of the best in the business. By the way, for those of you who are looking for a talented sideline reporter and journalist, Brianna Sorensen, she's your girl over at SMU, taking care of things in Dallas, Texas. She's actually winning, unlike the Dallas Cowboys. Speaking of winning, ladies and gentlemen, that gets me to today's subject. With all the softball being played professionally in the summer, with Athletes Unlimited, and of course with the Alliance of Professionals of Pro Softball and the WPF, there's been a lot of conversation about pro softball as a whole. So instead of criticizing why pro softball isn't where it should be, we as fans and as members of the media should become SAPS. Yes, I said SAPS. So what does that mean? Supporting all pro softball. SAPS. SAPS. Now, a lot of you may not know this, but the Texas Smoke Thursday night successfully defended their WPF championship over Coastal Bend in the WPF championship series. Now, a lot of people may not know that for a variety of factors. Number one, and most importantly, we as softball media failed to keep the fans, you, updated on what was going on in the WPF. By show of hands, without following social media, how many of you realize Autumn Pease, last year's WPF Pitcher of the Year, threw a no-hitter in Game 1 of the Champ Series? Okay, I don't see that many hands. Okay, so you see this, you see what I'm talking about. We as softball media failed you, the fans, informing you about the WPF. So since none of my colleagues are going to say it, I said it. I apologize to the WPF for not talking about your league more on our podcast and on d1softball.com. Yeah, I said it. I apologize. And as someone who's followed the sport, that is an embarrassing thing to say, that you do not or did not reference a league that was playing that has phenomenal athletes, phenomenal talent, and stories within the league. Now, there's been a lot of stuff that's going on with the WPF between the inaugural season in 2023 and this season in 2024. I may get into some of that in a future episode, but that's neither here nor there. The issue at hand is the fact that we had tremendous players like Charlotte Eccles, Sam Shao, Autumn Pease, Morgan Howe, defending their championship with the Texas Smoke. You had Jayla Wright, who came in as part of WPF, and other tremendous players joined the league. And we did not talk about those teams, those stories, as much as we should have. Now, what I will say is that it's hard for fans to get invested in a league when your official Twitter/X account hasn't posted anything since, and let me check my phone here as we record this on a Friday morning. When you haven't posted anything on your Twitter/X account since July 12th. I mean, how can you say per your bio that you are the next level of the best game on earth and you haven't been active on your socials? Today's fans are always going to be on their phones, always consuming content in short chunks, short bites. How can those fans know what's going on with the league, with who's playing in the league, and who's your champion of the league? Again, by the way, the Texas Smoke won it in almost a year plus a day to the day. They won the championship last year in Oxford, Alabama. So we, as fans and media, deserve to enjoy and support the leagues like the WPF, teams like the Texas Smoke, teams like the Florida Vibe, the OKC Spark, and Athletes Unlimited. We can support all pro softball. We can support all athletes getting an opportunity to extend their careers after college. Now, the next component in that prospect is providing them more financial backing. That's what you're hoping to see with the AUSL when it starts in 2025, and ensuring that players don't have to travel overseas 4 or 5 months of the year to play softball. Because if you don't understand, in Japan in particular, they provide athletes the creme de la creme in terms of finances, in terms of playing, in terms of experiences. And for whatever reason, here back domestically, back home, we've never seemed to have had that done consistently and have sustained growth and success. Now, I admit the pandemic and some issues with the NPF kind of deteriorated that, and out of those ashes came Athletes Unlimited, and we are very thankful for that. Now, we all need to support pro softball by your attendance, by your tweets, by us in the media talking about all pro softball, not just picking and choosing those stories and those teams that we want to cover, talking all pro softball. and highlighting those achievements by those teams. So we had the OKC Spark win their championship earlier this summer. The Texas Smoke just won the WPF for the second straight year. Athletes Unlimited, they're wrapping up their championship season in Rosemont over the next 2 weeks. Bubba Nichols won AUX in Wichita earlier this summer. We need to support, and by we, I mean we as a softball family, fans, parents, coaches, media. We need to support all pro softball, and we need to become SAPS, supporting all pro softball. Yeah, I said it, and I will stand on business on that. So, hope you enjoyed this return to Yeah, I Said It. We're going to try and do it every week around this time on the Inner Circle YouTube channel. Make sure that you listen to the latest episodes of Inner Circle. 2 great interviews that I got to do this weekend. 2 people who I got to interview from the Division II side who are now D1 head coaches. Montana head coach Steph Ewing. She was our Monday guest. And our most recent guest, Northwestern State head coach Jenny Fuller. She had a very fascinating path to get from Pittsburgh, Kansas, where she coached D2 Pittsburgh State, to one of their best seasons in program history, and how that parlayed to becoming the head coach of the Lady Demons in a very deep Southland Conference. I'm excited for you to hear that interview if you haven't heard it already. And if you heard it already, listen to it again. You'll hear some nuggets and tidbits that you may not have caught the first time that you listen to those interviews. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we got a very big interview that we have lined up for you on next week's show. We will make that announcement on our Twitter/X account this weekend. Be on the lookout for that. So that's going to do it for Yeah, I Said It. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your weekend. And again, for all of you freshmen and newbies who are moving in, may your move-in be successful. May you get along with your roommates. And make sure that if you do have roommates, that you are understanding of each other's differences and that your differences make you unique. And we need everyone to be more understanding, especially in these crazy times that we live in. Yeah, I said it. I'm Victor Anderson. Feels good to be back. Top podcasts are out. Good night, Canada.